Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Farm, thinking right out here in the lab, in the book. I got to change books up a little bit. I'm going to answer a question that one of my comments I got about Christ, and I should know this and all this, that, and the third. So this is for my Bible thumpers who believe that Christ was the first or end all be all. Lesson is a message here. Let's rock. And the book is called Glorious Light of Meditation. Okay, getting the light and connecting with God. This is the book I'm going to next after I finish the origins. But right now, just put this in, take a lesson out. Look, I said, man, I got to get back. Yeah, but this is the next book. So let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I want, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. Yep, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. So you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and two, my eye, be true. This little book, Glorious Light of Meditation. You see it's not beat up that bad. I respected it, but it's got a lot of information. And guess what? The value, I think, $19.95. Now, this is the purpose of the book. I'm going to read this before I get into the lesson right quick. I'd like to give you a breakdown of what we do and give you a better understanding, hopefully. Translated from the original hieroglyphic text. Okay, this is translated from my dude. The oldest known meditation system in human history is from the ancient Commissions. Okay, Kemet, Egypt, y'all call it. The art of meditation is a yogic discipline which was practiced where in ancient Kemet for the purpose of promoting spiritual enlightenment. My whole point is just that. That's where I got it from. That's what I practiced for over 30 years. I call it right thinking philosophy because it's mine now from mastering it their way. And this is where I got it from. And watch this. This booklet presents the Kemetic ancient Egyptian teachings. I learned it. What? They teaching. You read the book to learn. I've done that. I practiced and emulated the lessons. So I got the mastery of that from doing just that. It related to the practice of daily meditation. To find the mystical psychology to understand and the secret words of power, we call it Hecker, needed to fully understand and to be able to discover what? Your higher self, aka God. Thyself means your God self, aka your higher self. We call it Haru. That's the spirit that's in me and you. Once it's woken up, it knows who it is. It goes back to its father conceptually. Oh, that's breaking down for you. But it's a philosophy, not a religion. Don't come with me with a bunch of religious rhetoric nonsense that means nothing to me. I don't care what you believe. Could care less about your belief. I have a philosophy. I don't need to believe a damn thing. I need to know. That's what I do. I learned to know. All right, let me get to the lesson. The question is, let me tell you how long Shitat Netta and the glorious light of meditation have been practiced. This is the timeline. Okay? The timeline extends to 10,000. That's back here. We didn't start this until, okay, right here, A, B, and C. I'm going to break it down for you. But it shows here it says here, 2000 BCE. So what were we doing before then? Okay? They can't tell you because they wasn't there. They being the white man, the Greeks, the Romans, the Europeans, they don't know nothing past 3000 for a reason. Understand that? Let's talk about it. When was she taught Netta and the glorious light of meditation practice? Timeline. A recorded meditation practice around the world. Timeline of recorded meditation practice in world history. It starts out with the ancient Egyptian religion, the pre-dynastic era in 10,000 BCE. We went to the Old Kingdom practicing this at 4,500 BCE. We went to the Middle Kingdom, which starts at 3,000 BCE, and that is when it started to change because now at 2000 BCE, we have the New Kingdom and the first glorious light practiced by somebody other than us, which is the Upanishads, started in 1000 BCE. The Upanishads, they had the Bhagavad Gita, then you got the Kama Sutra, the Yoga Sutras, that was all in 550 BCE. So this is a long time after what we were doing for the 45,000 years. Going back to 10,000, okay? Knowing God. We are the creators of the concept of God, spiritual enlightenment. That's what I mastered. And the Buddhists came around 500 BCE. So all this is late bloomers, but they practiced the philosophy and made it famous. We lived it for centuries. We know about it. So let me talk right quick for my biblical people. We was getting to God way before Jesus Christ coming on. Okay, that whole concept ain't new. I've been trying to tell you that. Everybody been telling you that. Y'all still ride this. Oh, well, I believe. Ain't that person that Bible existed. You can believe what you want. How about this? Belief, truth. Truth trumps belief. You got no proof that he didn't exist. No. You got no proof that he did exist. My job ain't to prove that he did. I know he did. And your job to prove that he did. And you can't do that. So spare me. All you can do is believe. Moving on. I ain't got time for belief. The glorious light of meditation was recorded in the tomb of Seti I, circa 1400 BCE. Okay? While it is possible that formal meditation was practiced in other countries around the world earlier than the date of the glorious light of meditation, if it was not recorded from history or for history. Nobody documented it. Okay, before then, we got it telling you, showing you. Okay, now in this sense, the glorious light of meditation is the earliest known, recorded, and fully documented formal meditation system in human history. You can't say that without having the facts to back it up and improve it. Like talking about I'm the champ and with no belt. No, you got to beat somebody. People know. Okay, simple as that. So, but no, it don't mean nothing. All right, starting with A. I showed you the whole point with A, where this New Kingdom glorious light came around 1500 BCE, but at 3000 BCE, watch what happened. The glorious light of meditation is based on what? Our ancient Egyptians myth. Right there. We don't have to worry about that they exist. We don't have to worry about, no, it's a myth to teach a concept that stretches back into what? Our ancient Egyptian history. Again, as with other myths and the Bible, okay, the Quran, the Torah, all myths of ancient Egypt, such as that of what? The Assyrian resurrection. That's the most famous one. Everybody got one. I like this one because it seemed to fit my life and everything makes understanding clarity for me. And I love that. Why? I ain't got I'm fully unaware and understanding of what I'm following and why I'm following it. Why? I use it. I live it. That's the purpose of doing it. The myth, watch this, the myth of the destruction of who? The unrighteous. I was unrighteous. I had to destroy that guy. He got to go. Why? Unrighteous men and women, or it's the story of Hadu. Y'all know it's Hathor. Again, the Greeks changed their name. God said, anybody who ain't following me, kill them. So the penalty for sin was death. Okay? We be a bunch of dead people right by now. And we are just living. We spiritually dead. My job is to wake you up. Okay? Or spiritually sleep, whatever you want to call it. But when you ain't aware, you either sleep or dead. Moving on. And Hadu came down and did work. But Tahudi, which is God's mind, which is your mind, keeps track, and he's your rhyme reason, and they call him thought. Again, the Greeks. Okay, every name we got for our people, the Greek changed it. I just got finished giving that lesson. It's obvious and evident, and we teaching it. Watch this. But thought was the ancient cultural myth. A myth. Thought ain't a person. Thought ain't the king of the Lanciers. Thought ain't a nobody but a damn mythological character to symbolically represent your brain capacity to what? Think and comprehend. Rational logic, using both sides of the hemisphere, aka Mayat. That's why they go together. I know this. The culture myth dating to what? The inception of the ancient Egyptian civilization from, you ready? Circa 5,000 BCE to 3000 BCE, which did not originate with the construction of the Seti I temple, where y'all see it now in full bloom, but was only recorded there for what? Prosperity. And that was at what? 1400 BCE. Okay? These dates are for a reason, to show you the time span, the difference. We got records. We got the damn evidence. We ain't making it up. So, I'm excited about that, but that nonsense that y'all bringing to me about the Bible, don't, please. I'm a master teacher of a spiritual philosophy from my ancient ancestors. That nonsense you come at me with the Bible, don't waste my time with that. That's way a waste of, I don't want to go there. I don't subscribe to a belief system. Understand that. Why? I have gnosis. I got knowledge and experience. That's why. I ain't got to subscribe to your belief. You don't either, but you choose to. That's your right. Again, what you believe, what I believe, we both right. Why? We got the right to believe what we want. But at Judgment Day, we'll find out who believes is right and wrong. See, mine, I'm going that way. Yours, you're coming back. Moving on. I'm just saying. B, that was the first one. The second one is Ra'aku. U means glorious light meditation. Scripture means written down. And it has a close parallel to what? In the earlier book called the Per Im Haru, okay? Our basic instruction before leaving Earth to get to the afterlife. Oh yeah, we call it the glorious light, coming forth by day. When you die, you got to come back to the light. Y'all think when you die or near-death experience, go to the light. No, the light is a trapdoor here. The true light is in the dark. Go there. Didn't think about that one, did you? Because you didn't know. Moving on. When the text of our ancient Egyptian, which was titled Book of Coming Forth by Day. And that was in circa, what, 1800 BCE. Which is involved with what? At that time was the New Kingdom. We had went to the pre-dynastic, the old, the middle, and the new were the last one. At 3,000 years. In reference to what? The divine soul, which is God. Chapter 85 of the Persian. We've been knowing God a long damn time, Christians. Please understand that. Oh, Jesus was here to take us out of purgatory. Jesus is here to prototype, archetype for you clowns to better yourself. Y'all ain't got that part right yet. Over 2,000 years. How dumb could y'all be? Oh, everybody's a Christian. Yeah, a bunch of dumb people running around. I'm a Christian. Sorry. I get a little annoyed with the ignorance and the nonsense, but I digress. Number C, last part. The last one, which is the Upanishads, everybody know about them. The Indians got the Bhagavad Gita, and then you got the Yoga Kama Sutra, and you got the Buddhists. All these is famous meditative people that we know about now. We didn't make it a big issue. They made it a livelihood, the chakras. We knew about them. We call it serpent power. Again, everything that they practiced, we just put out there and went on about our business. Everybody's made a big deal. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. Let's go to C right now, wrapping this one up. C, in history, the meditation system of India and China came after what? The glorious lighted meditation of Egyptian. Simple. Ding, 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 end of discussion. So everything they doing, they got it from us. I ain't got a problem with that. I ain't beat for that. And nobody got to say, well, we got everything from the Egyptians. The Greeks sure didn't, because everything they got was from us, and they gave us no credit. I spent 10 years learning Greek mythology. Never mention of us. I'm just saying. Okay, now that's out the way. That was that page. I see I got a few minutes. Okay, now you hear me saying she taught Netta. And she taught Netta and the path of awakening. What does that mean? She taught Netta means secret. They tell you God is hidden. Where? Inside you. Not out there. No, inside you. You got to what? Go inside yourself to find him. Everybody say the same thing. The same thing. Different way, but the same thing. If you put God outside you, we ain't gonna have a conversation. I'm wasting my time. Moving on. You tell me Christ with God in flesh and nobody else, don't waste my time. Bye-bye. And if you answer when I ask a simple question for your spiritual intellect, do you believe the people in the Bible existed? Yeah. Bye. Bye-bye. What? No. Bye. Netter means divinity. I told you. I gave this lesson from the book at different times. But this is the lesson right here. Netter. Remember that? Okay. I get all our books got pretty much the same breakdown and understanding, but it's all meant for a different purpose, and I'm using it just that way. Now, I'm trying to get across the idea that we was getting to God a long time before Jesus come along. That's all. Before y'all come up with the concept of Christianity. Again, we had Christian before Christ. Christianity before Christ. The John G. Rogers, check him out. We've been doing God a long time. But we did it with knowledge and philosophy, not a bunch of belief, hope, or superstitious mumble-jumble nonsense that y'all been infatuated with for the last 2,000 years. And get upset with me because I'm not jumping up and down by that nonsense. I respect it and no problem with who practice it. Again, I fellowship with y'all. I got a problem. Just don't practice it. She taught Netta. She taught means hidden. Netta means divinity. So we're going to teach you how to find God. Hello? To awaken you to what? Yourself. Hence, know thyself. The teachings about the secret hidden supreme being. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. This is what I've been practicing for the last 35 years. And I'm proficient at this. Why? I know it. I practice it. So I'm trying to explain it to you. It's fun to me at this point. I got another page. Okay, right. I got another paragraph. Get this out the way. This is teaching to me. This is information that once you get it, you can implement it and use it for yourself. That's what I do. What I do is for you. Let's go. And I'll give you something that you can use. I'll be giving you information about the origins. I ain't like that. So let me get something I can think and sink your teeth into. Let's rock. Ancient Egyptian meditation practice is part of a larger system of spiritual practices. Not religion. Spiritual practices, discipline, philosophy that you have to practice is called Shita Netta. You have to practice it. Shiti. Profanely. Practice. Put the work up daily. Long ago, before any other civilization on earth arose, our ancient Commission Egyptian sages had what? Developed an extensive system of mythology and psychology as a means to what? To assist human beings to what? To develop to their full potential of becoming God-like akus, spiritual beings with knowledge of self, enlightened beings. We're spiritual beings having human experience, thinking we're human. Once you get enlightened, you know you're God. That's the difference. And you have to become conscious, heart, mind, coherent. That's my phrase. I've been practicing it for over 30 years. And my man, I'm going to get it like Little Richard. They stole it. Moving on. But the concept, it ain't just mind, why. They get the concept too. Okay, when the heart and mind working as one, that's you becoming godlike, consciously. But this philosophy, again, this philosophy, not religion, this philosophy was called Shema Tawi, a.k.a. Shema Haru, set. Know what that means? In Egyptian yoga, lower self, higher self. Set being lower, Haru being higher. They got to combine to become one. Simple. And they give you all the stuff to make that happen. Watch this. Who am I? That's the question. And what is this universe? This is before Moses. Okay? These are questions which have perplexed humanity since the beginning of civilization. It didn't just start with the goddamn Christians. The Christians, y'all don't know jack. However, the sages of our ancient Africa were able to discover the secrets of the universe and of its innermost nature of the human heart. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding. They knew about the heart 10,000 years ago or older or longer with a philosophy. And now, today, scientists have proven that the heart has a brain bigger than the two that's in our head. How could that be? Because that's what God does his work from. That's what we would tell you that for the longest. That's what, moving on. But all this fits as I'm breaking it down now. Man, this was high-tech stuff way a long time ago. And a lot of us still ain't catching on to it yet. Moving on. And this discovery allowed them to now create what they call a civilization. You listen? Now watch this. This civilization that we started, it lasted for, you ready? Are you ready for this? For tens of thousands of years. This philosophy allowed them to create a civilization. Pay attention. This philosophy allowed them to discover and allowed them to create a civilization which lasted for tens of thousands of years. And it enabled the what? Creation of the magnificent monuments. When the black man was running the earth from civilization aspect, kings and pharaohs, we built monuments to God on a regular basis. Big scale. Never been duplicated, never been replicated since. Okay? From a philosophy. We started with the Sphinx. That was over 10,000 years ago. That was the first concept of beastly nature, your lower nature, rising, becoming conscious with the mind, becoming one with yourself, heart, mind, coherence. They did that 10,000 years. So they knew that a long time ago. We didn't worry about knowing who God was. We knew who God was. Everybody else who came and took bits and pieces started dividing God, but God already knew that too. Remember, God is spirit and consciousness. He ain't man. Man is man. God ain't man. Man got to become God-like. We got spirit, we got conscience. Use them together and become one. It's awesome. Yeah, I make it real simple, but that's I got conceptualized. And watch this. We built the Sphinx, the Great Pyramids, and temples that they shut down. Only reason the Sphinx and the pyramids did, they couldn't destroy that. They tried. Okay, moving on. Which stand what? As to this day, also our ancient Egyptian religion aspect influenced and continues to influence all religions of the Africa and other world religions. Took a piece, took a bite. Okay, we were the real big apple. Everybody took a bite. Of today, watch this, such as y'all so ever love Christianity, okay? The Hinduism, the religions of the Africa and Hinduism and your favorite Islam. So what does this mean for us today? Good question. I've been practicing ancient philosophy and concept, and it trumps everything that y'all got going today. I don't need to go to university. I don't need to go to college. Why? I got my information from my ancient ancestors, and it's just as good as anything y'all got. That's why. And many people have visited Egypt and have studied the work of the Egyptologists, but how many have been transformed into a higher mind? That's what it did for me. That's what it did for me. Okay, that's my point. And more content. Again, more powerful human beings who can rise to the challenges of life and aspire and achieve material and spiritual success. All the above. Yeah, I'm shaking my hand. Why? Because that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm doing that. I've done that. And I'm reading it saying, yeah, it does just that. What they say, it do. So I'm guaranteeing you can do it too. Moving on. Many people have read the books about and studied about the ancient Egyptian mythology. Yeah, I got a truckload of them. Right here, use them all. Why? To teach from. They're lessons that life you can learn and implement them. That's why I call them life lessons. Moving on. And watch this. You can still achieve material and spiritual success. I'm getting money for doing this now. They paying me to teach right thinking philosophy here. It don't get no better than that for me. I ain't gonna get rich, but how about this? A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. I was getting a whole lot of nothing. Now I take a little bit of something every day. Appreciate you to tune in. That's how I get it. Moving on. And many people have, watch this, Egyptian mythology, read all the books, but how is it possible that you can gain a deeper understanding of the mystical principles right there, philosophy, and how it is possible to integrate them into one's daily life? That's why I'm ready to run around. My mother-in-law said, I'm ready to run now because this is what it is in your daily life. So So as to be able to transform oneself, one person at a time, every individual responsible for themselves. Same lesson, but you're going to get it different. You're going to take it different. But the key is that you use it and you'll all get the same results. How could that be? It's called blessing. And watch this. Now, when you transform oneself from the caterpillar to the butterfly, you become a unique thing. And into your higher being. That's the concept. I like the caterpillar analogy as to the text that describes just how it's done. They got the blueprint. How is it possible that you can go beyond the limited understanding of religion, easy, and the philosophy of today's modern culture, which have not brought peace and prosperity to the world as of yet? I don't follow none of y'all nonsense. Why? What I practice lasts for tens of thousands of years. I know why now. Why? I'm seeing a whole bunch of, I'm saying, man, no. I see why Christ said, be in it, but don't be of it. Why? Y'all don't know nothing, and you won't learn. Reincarnation. They got that system for that purpose. For all you hard-heads that, don't worry, just come on back and do it again. In school, if you don't pass the grade, you got to come back. In life, if you don't get enlightened, you got to come back. It's the same philosophy. Again, I don't give a crap about what you believe. I just follow a philosophy that makes sense. You ain't got to agree with it, could care less. I'm just telling you what I do, what I think and feel about what I'm practicing. Moving on. But y'all ain't did a damn thing, Christians, with the world coming to anything other than chaos. In order to succeed in right thinking, aka Shita Netta, one must also, you ready? Practice Smatawi, which is yoga spiritual disciplines, when daily. That's why I got my teacher hat on today. When one practices the disciplines of right thinking philosophy, Smatawi or Shita Netta, they are called Shiti, or studies and practices to penetrate the mysteries, the secrets, the hidden divinity, which is God, which resides in you. With knowledge of self, you can find that answer for yourself. That's the lesson. I got another one coming up. But for you religious people, you Bible thumpers, keep your Bible. Learn something before that, and you might get some knowledge yourself. Ain't getting on with the Bible because you're showing your ignorance by telling me what I need to be doing, how I need to do it, because that's what you believe. I just give you information that you can practice and use for yourself. I ain't telling you what to do. I do that myself, for myself. And my goal is to get you to know thyself. And that's the lesson, that's the purpose, and that's my reason for doing what I do for you. Right thinkers, I'm shutting it down. And may all my right thinkers, again, live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I've never known that my right thinkers who started to learn about themselves have passed away.